Hello, my name is Lu. I'm a Qipao dressmaker. In the past 2 years, I have published a beginner's Qipao course and an advanced course in Chinese. It is quite a success and I receive many great works from students. This year, I plan to translate the courses into English and show them to you. You don't need to have any sewing experience or own a sewing machine. Follow the instructions, you will be able to make beautiful qipao by hand. In traditional Chinese dressmaking, instead of making pattern on paper, we fold the fabric in 4 layers and outline the qipao directly on the fabric. Today, I will show you one of the lessons of qipao cutting. Let's have a look on the lesson. The cutting method is the shift warp method. It is suitable for flare silhouettes and stiffer fabric, like cotton, silk brocade, or satin. Warp yarn is on the vertical grain line of the fabric. It is the lengthwise of the fabric. The center line of the qipao is on the warp yarn. The weft yarn is on the horizontal cross grain of the fabric. It is the width of the fabric. The shoulder line of the qipao is on the weft yarn. The shift warp method is a way of shifting the warp yarn to get enough overlap and seam allowance for the small placket and the underlayer. The seam allowance is the area between the stitching line and the raw edge of the fabric, and the overlap need to hide the stitching line. There are 4 main steps in the shift warp method. The first step, fold the fabric. In the second step, draw the shape of the placket. The third step, shrink and stretch the neck area. The fourth step, outline the qipao. Keep in mind these 4 main steps, and let's look at the details of each one. Now let's do the first step, fold the fabric. There are 2 small details in the first one. The first, fold the fabric. The second, shift the warp yarn to get the new center line of qipao. Lay the right side of the fabric on the table. This is a cotton fabric, and the right side has vertical jacquard patterns. The wrong side is plain. I use a piece of cloth on a scale of 1 to 3. The width is 110 cm, and the length is 265 cm. Fold the fabric on the cross grain to get the temporary center line. The fabric is now on the wrong side. Be aware that the folded center line is away from us. The selvage is near our hands. Do not fold it the wrong way. If so, the top placket will be on the wrong side. It is a taboo in Chinese culture to wear a qipao with left placket. Steam iron the temporary center line. The fabric becomes a long rectangular shape. The back of the garment is on the left-hand side. The front of the garment is on the right-hand side. Next, draw the shoulder line from the back. Mark a 5 cm seam allowance from the bottom. We need to leave this extra 5 cm in case you need to extend the length of the qipao during fitting. From this 5 cm, mark the length of the qipao. The length of my qipao is 115 cm. Draw a perpendicular line on the marking. This is the temporary shoulder line. The traditional one-piece qipao share the same shoulder line for the front and back. Fold the 2 layers of the front to the back. Use a steel ruler in between the fabrics to help iron the shoulder line clearly. Mark the length of the qipao from the front shoulder line. Plus a front and back shoulder length difference. The shoulder length difference depends on our own measurements. For example, my shoulder length difference is 2 cm, so I mark 2 cm. If your difference is 3 cm, mark 3 cm. If yours 4 cm, mark 4 cm. Then mark a 5 cm similar length for the hem. Draw a perpendicular line on the mark. This is the bottom line of the front. The front pieces are slightly longer than the back pieces because of the shoulder length difference. Cut off the excess fabric from the bottom line. After folding the fabric in 4 layers, the outer shoulder line connects the front and back of right side. The inner shoulder line connects the front and back of left side. Let's learn the second detail. Shift the warp yarn to get the new center front and back line. Open up the folded layer. On the back layer, the left hand side, mark the shifted amount on the length of the qipao. Do not mark on the 5 cm similarance. Shift 1.5 to 2 cm for long qipao around the cuff. Shift 1 cm for short qipao around the knee. Align the shifted amount to the shoulder line of center back. Fold the line and press it. This is the new center back. The selvage of the back layers had also shifted. Next, mark the shifted amount on the front piece. Mark the same shifted amount on the length. Do not mark on the shoulder length difference or the similarance. Align the shifted amount to the center front and the shoulder line. Draw the new center front line. Fold and press. The selvage of the front layers had also shifted. After pressing the new center line, refold the front to the back on the shoulder line. Align the front and back center line. The selvage of the second and third layers are almost on the same line. The selvage of the first and fourth layer are almost on the same line too. If we open the folded shoulder, we can find out that the outer shoulder line has some extra amount than the inner shoulder line. This extra amount will become the overlap and similarance for the small placket. Let's review this process on a flat view. Shift the center line 1.5 from the bottom of the center front and back. Outline qipao on the new center line. There will appear some extra amount on the right shoulder side. It will become the overlap and similarance for the small placket. Unlike Western dressmaking, the grain of the fabric must be straight. Chinese dressmaker a century ago slightly shifted the grain. Some compromise is acceptable for reaching the goal. That's all for this lesson. I will translate and publish the course as soon as I can. In the next video, I will introduce the historical evolution in Qipao style. Hope you liked today's video and I will see you the next time. Bye!